Things I do not understand. Take one, the only one, goddamn. You know what I fail to understand is gender reveal parties. This is something I just don't get. I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe you don't know what that is. A gender reveal party is where these people who are expecting to have a child will invite a bunch of other people to their house or some restaurant or wherever they decide to have this party. And they reveal the gender of the child they are expecting to have. And they do this in many different ways, but typically they have balloons full of powder, either blue powder if it's going to be a boy, or pink powder if it's going to be a girl. And they gather all these people around and then they pop the balloon and reveal, oh, we're going to have a boy. Oh, we're going to have a girl. Yay. Like, I don't understand the point of a party like that. Like, why is it such a big deal? Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Obviously, if people want to do that, it's up to them. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why they do it. Because in my mind, a gender reveal party is the day of birth. That's when the that's when the gender gets revealed, right? You're gonna find out sooner or later. When the baby's born, the doctor's gonna say it's a girl, it's a boy, and then, am I tripping? It just seems it's weird, man. It's weird. What's even more strange, I've seen so many videos online when either the mother or the father was expecting a particular gender or they wanted a particular gender, which is fucking weird to begin with. But I've seen videos of like these some of these dads, they pop the balloon and it's pink powder and they just lose their shit, bro. They get so angry. Like, fuck, I wanted a boy. I wanted a son. And they get so mad that their future child is going to be a girl and not a boy, or a boy and not a girl. That's some weird shit. Now I can totally understand, as a father you would want to have a son, right? Somebody that you can unload all of your insecurities onto and use him to live the life that you never got to live. You know what I mean? He's going to be the basketball player or the fucking musician or the soldier or whatever you couldn't be. I can understand. I can understand that. I'm joking. Halfway. I can understand that. As a father, you want to raise a boy. You want to have a son. I think that's a natural desire. A mother might want to have a daughter, or vice versa. Maybe you, if you're a dad, you want a little princess. If you're a mother, you want to raise a prince or something. I can understand the preference for one gender or the other, but to actually get mad, to be disappointed that your child is going to be the opposite gender, that's fucking weird, bro. Now, I don't have kids, but I don't think that disqualifies me from having an opinion. And my opinion is that's fucking weird. Like, I would just be happy that my child is born healthy. Who gives a shit if it's a boy or a girl, dude? Like, who cares? But anyway, the gender reveal party specifically, to invite a bunch of people over to your house. Maybe I'm misusing this word, as many of us do these days, but it seems slightly narcissistic. Like, you're just trying to get attention for something that doesn't really deserve external attention. Like, whoa, he's gonna have a penis. Whoa, she's gonna have a vagina. Like, who gives a fuck, bro? And then you spend the money on the decorations and the food and the balloons and the fucking powder. And like, what are we doing here? The gender's going to be revealed the day the baby is born. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Like, I don't, I'm asking somebody to help me understand the significance or the motivation behind having a gender reveal party. Not only that, somebody had to know the gender before the party, right? Because somebody put the powder into the balloons. Somebody knew it was going to be a boy before the balloons were popped. So who knew that if not the parents? You see what I'm saying? Like, who If not the mother or father of the child, who else would know that? Besides the doctor, I guess, but like, and so if it's a third party, if it's like one of the friends or an uncle or some other family member who got involved to such an extent that they went to the doctor and said, I'll take the results. You tell me if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Then I will go to the party supply store and ask these people to put blue or pink powder into these balloons to surprise the parents who are going to find out what the gender is the day the baby's born anyway. You don't think that's weird? That's fucking weird, man. It's just one of those things I don't understand. I don't understand why people do that. Another thing I don't understand is why people go to concerts, live shows, and shit. What I can understand is the desire to see your favorite artist live and in person, to connect with other people that love the same music, to feel the energy of the environment and the ambiance and connect as one or something like. I guess I get that. But personally, I've never been to a concert that I enjoyed. And that's not to say that I've been to a bunch. I've probably been to 3 or 4. But I've always had the opinion that studio music is much better than live music, especially if we're talking about hip hop music. The majority of hip hop shows, like, the quality of the audio in the establishment is rather poor. And then you got the dude's holding the microphone so close to his mouth and he's yelling into the microphone. So it sounds like this. Hey, everybody, so I can't even hear what the fuck you're saying, bro. You're just yelling into a mic, and what you're performing doesn't sound anything like the studio version that I hear in my headphones when I'm at the crib. So why would I pay money to come listen to this shit? I'm not paying just to see the artist in front of me. That just is a personal preference. I don't give a fuck about seeing the person in front of me. I don't get to have a conversation with the nigga. So it's like, why am I paying $130 to listen to him scream into a microphone while I'm surrounded by 10,000 other strangers also screaming? 90% of them have their cell phones up in the air and they're not even watching the show, which obviously has nothing to do with me. If that's what they want to do, then they can do that. But why am I paying for this? The sound quality is so poor, bro. Like, it's very rare do I see a performance online, like a YouTube video, where the live performance, the audio quality, and the music sounds good. Even if the music itself is good when you listen to it in your headphones. I'm talking about when you go to the live show, it doesn't even sound good. You know what I mean? And especially if we're talking about like mega stars, where you go to an arena where they play basketball or football or some shit, 10, 30, 50,000 people. Like, once you get to row number 36, you can barely even see the man or woman that's performing on stage. And the audio, the acoustics in there, as I said, like, the audio is not quality audio. So why am I here? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm more introverted. I don't like being around that many people to begin with. Maybe I don't know what else it could be, but I would rather sit at the house in the comfort of my own home with some quality headphones and just listen to the music or dance to the music in the comfort of my home with people that I want to be in the room, either myself or my girl, my friends, my family. Like, why? Why? I don't know. If you're listening to this and you like going to live shows, maybe you can tell me why you like it so much because I don't get it. And I guess I should say the typical live show, which is again, thousands of people. I have been to New Orleans before. New Orleans, Louisiana, just in case you don't know, is a city in the southern United States, famous for jazz music, for seafood, things of that nature. An amazing city, by the way. It's a bit dangerous, but if you stay to the touristic areas, you shouldn't have any problem. And I'll say that's one place I've been where I went to see live music and it was fantastic. But the building only supported 80 people at most. No more than 100 people could fit in the room. So the energy was different. And so I was right in front of the people performing. They were playing great music. They were good at what they were doing. The energy was much more intimate. The setting was more intimate. So it felt like what a live performance should be. The artist or the band connecting with the people listening to the music. Who are you connecting with in a stadium with 40,000 other people, bro? Like, I want to go home. This is some bullshit. I paid $200 for these tickets. I can't even see the facial expression. I can't even see the expression on his face as he sings the song. I paid $200 for this shit. The fuck? Waiting outside 2 or 3 hours in line just so you can get as close to the stage as possible? For what? For what? I don't know. And the other thing, I guess I can understand, maybe you want to support the artist, especially these days when streaming basically killed album sales. And I'm not here to say whether that's right or wrong. I think that's just business. But what I'm saying is one of the only ways you can support your favorite artist is by going to their shows. One of the only ways, not the only way. So if you want to support the artist, I guess that's cool. I would definitely do that. But I'd rather just like, bro, set up a PayPal link or some shit. I'll send you $15. You know what I mean? Or I'll send you $50. I'll send you $100, but I don't need to go to the show. The fuck? You know, or I'll buy 10 t-shirts or something. Just start selling merchandise. I'll buy the t-shirts. It's not the money. It's what I get in exchange for the money. I don't if it's just about supporting the artist, set up a Patreon or a PayPal link or sell some t-shirts or some shit. Sell the album on your website or whatever. But if this is the only way I can support you is by going to the live show, I don't know. You might not get my support, dog. I don't get it. I don't enjoy live shows. The only live show I would like to see is a stand-up comedy show where there's only one person talking. Everybody else is expected to shut the fuck up and listen to the show. You know what I mean? And even that, if it's more than 2 or 3 thousand people, like, what are we doing, bro? I'll catch the next show. I'll catch the next one. The fuck are we doing watching stand-up comedy at the Staples Center? You know what I mean? What the fuck is this, man? And like I said, I get it. These people are entrepreneurs. They need to make money. They need to be compensated for the value that they are providing to the public. I got zero problems with that. I'm just saying, I don't want to go to the live show when more than likely what's going to happen is all these other individuals are going to fuck up the experience anyway. You know what I mean? What do y'all think about like VR performances? Imagine if you could just sit at home, put on these hyper realistic VR goggles and some headphones and feel like you're at the show, but nobody around you is fucking up the experience with their cell phones in the way, somebody who's too tall standing in front of you so that you can't see shit. The audio is fantastic and you feel like the person's right in front of you, but you're just at home. Would you pay for that? I certainly would. I would pay money not to have to be around people. I certainly would. Hell yeah, man. I don't understand why people love going to concerts. Maybe it's, again, because I'm an introvert. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Another thing I don't understand. If you're easily offended, you should turn off the podcast now. I'm gonna just make that clear. Another thing I don't understand is Asian people's obsession with white people. This is something that has confused me for a long time, but now that I live in Asia and experience it every day, it's something that I really struggle to comprehend. I really struggle with this obsession with whiteness. I mean, and I first arrived here in Thailand and didn't really know or experience too much of it, but then I went to Indonesia and I went to the convenience store to buy some lotion, which is the cream that you put on your skin so that it's no longer dry. That's lotion. And I was looking at the label on the bottle of lotion and it said something about whitening cream in the lotion. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Everybody here is darker than me. These people are brown. Why the fuck would there be whitening cream in the lotion? Every lotion available, mind you, had whitening cream in it. Why would I want my skin to be whiter? And then I come back to Thailand. I'm living here long term, and I start talking to Thai people and also understand that even amongst themselves, whiter skinned Thai people and the original brown skinned Thai people have beef over the shade or color of their skin. People idolize like Koreans and Chinese and white Europeans and want to have white skin like that. They bleach their skin or use whitening creams and shit. You're treated better and you're respected more highly if you're tall, skinny, and white, like some Chinese, Korean, or European people. Is that not weird to you? Like, I'm just trying to understand where the obsession even comes from. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I've even seen street interviews here in Thailand of people asking like, "What do you think about white people?" And person after person after person said, "I don't know. I just when I see white people's faces, I think they're good people. They just seem like good. Their faces make me think they're good people." Like, what? What the fuck? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Um, what I will say is this is the first time in my 29 years on this planet that I had the conscious thought, God damn, it would be nice to be a white man right now. If you want to know what it's like being a black introverted man in Thailand, that's how I can sum it up for you. I had the conscious thought, damn, it would be nice to be a white man right now. Because I know I'd be treated like a human being. I'd be respected on some level. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to destroy or attack Thai people or their reputation. I'm speaking about my experience, which is why I said if you get offended easily, you probably don't listen to the podcast anyway, but you definitely shouldn't listen to this episode. Because for whatever reason, people think it's acceptable to get offended when people talk about their personal experiences, which is a completely different conversation that we could have. But that's what I'm talking about, man. I've been treated. I feel, you know what I feel like when I'm here in Asia in general. I feel like a zoo animal that has now been released to the public. What I mean is, like, people love going to the zoo to see lions and tigers and monkeys and other animals that, if not contained, if not held in captivity, would most likely horrifically kill and eat us. But we go and see them because they're behind this thick glass that keeps them from attacking us. So we feel safe and it's cool. Oh, look at the lion, look at the tiger, blah, blah. But if you were to go into the jungle and you saw a tiger, how do you think you would feel? Would you be excited? Would you try to take pictures with it? Would you let your kids stand next to it? Would you think it was cute? Probably not. So imagine if they just released all of those same animals from the zoo and let them just walk around the city. How do you think you would feel? Probably like you're in danger, right? Now imagine the mayor of your city or the governor of your state or the president of your country said, "Hey, listen, I know that these are wild animals and we've kept them in captivity for as long as we can remember, but we are going to treat them like people now. They are just another member of society, and that is how you must treat them. To do anything other than that is now against the law." How do you think people would treat those animals? Probably like someone whose presence was not valued or wanted, but instead just tolerated, right? It's like, I don't want you here. I don't feel safe when you're around me, but the law says I have to tolerate your presence. So I'm just going to keep my distance. Anytime you talk to me, it's going to be clear I don't fucking want you here. Don't you think that's how you treat a fucking tiger or a lion if it was permitted to just walk the streets? Don't you think you would keep your distance and feel unsafe every time you saw one? I don't speak for all black people, and I don't speak for all black men. But that's typically how a lot of people, especially here in Asia, treat black men. That's how people treat black people no matter where you go, specifically black men. And I'm not one of those black people that says everyone is racist and nobody understands our pain and our struggle. That's not the point here. I'm not one of those. Never have been and never will be. What I'm saying is it's just a reality. I feel like a zoo animal that has now been released and allowed to participate in society, even though my presence is not wanted. It's just tolerated. People treat me and look at me as if I have shit on my face or as if I've disrespected their mother or something like that. You know what I mean? And so back to what I don't understand is the obsession with whiteness and the demonization of blackness. It's like, what the fuck is that? What is that, bro? It's so strange to me how in Asia specifically, people are obsessed with being white. And the opposite is true where I'm from. Like in the US, white people, generally speaking, this is a gross generalization. But just to contrast the idea is like a lot of white people will go to tanning salons and try to make their skin darker. You don't think that's fucking weird? How an entire population of people like in various countries of all ages and socioeconomic backgrounds, they've been convinced that they are not okay the way they are. Somebody has convinced this group of people that in order to be considered beautiful or acceptable or respectable or valuable, they need to make their skin white. They need to be as thin as a tree branch or as tall as a building. You don't think that's weird? Or that there's something wrong with having white skin. You need to be more tan in order to be considered sexy or attractive. You don't think that's fucking weird? Or how the majority of anime that we see, even though it comes from the country of Japan, the majority of characters look like fucking European white people. You don't think that's weird? They're speaking Japanese, but they have European bodies and faces. You don't think that's weird? I'm just trying to understand where the obsession comes from. People are free to like or be obsessed over whatever they choose. I'm just trying to understand where it comes from. That's all. It's weird, bro. It's fucking weird. I would just like somebody to explain to me the obsession and the deification of all things white and the demonization of all things brown or black. That's fucking weird. That is weird. And so sad and unfortunate. Not just color, too. I've met so many beautiful, I mean, drop dead gorgeous women who genuinely believe they need to lighten their skin or cut up their nose or put Botox into their lips or whatever to change their appearance in some artificial way to be considered beautiful. I'm talking about the most beautiful women on the planet, bro. That think there's something wrong with them and they need to change their appearance to look like the artificially beautiful women they see online or in advertisements. You don't think that's fucking weird? You don't think it's weird that all supermodels are pencil thin and look like fucking aliens? You don't think that's weird? That women think they need to look like that? You also don't think it's weird that you don't know a single man who wants a woman who looks anyway, bro. Anyway. Now I'm being biased. I'm speaking for myself. I don't speak for all men, right? What I'm saying is it's weird, dude. It's weird that so many people have been convinced that there's something wrong with their appearance. And in order to be considered acceptable, they need to change it. When the reality is, bro, some people are just fucking ugly. If you're ugly, bro, you're ugly. You know? You don't need to cut up your fucking face to be considered beautiful. That's just gonna make it worse. You know what I mean? Or white and bleach your fucking skin to be white. Now you just look weird. You're ugly and weird. I'm just saying, man, love your fucking self. God damn it. Love yourself. All right? You're fine the way you are. Go to the gym, wash your face, cut your fucking hair. All right? That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Maintain yourself. What else can you do, bro? Using chemicals and artificial body parts to be considered beauty. That's not going to make you happy, bro. That's not going to solve the problem. It's internal, it's not external. Jesus Christ. You know what else I don't understand is why in the world of professional sports, grown men slapping each other on the ass is considered normal, but in any other context, it's considered unacceptably homosexual. Have y'all ever noticed that? How football players, basketball players, volleyball players, baseball players, any sport, any team sport, grown men, when they want to congratulate each other or say good job or give them some encouragement, they slap each other on the ass, bro. They slap each other's ass cheeks. And it's considered totally normal. But if you walked up to it like just the same man, imagine it's your friend. You guys are on the same basketball team. You slap his ass on the basketball court, say good job, good play. That's cool. But if y'all are at the club and your friend is talking to a woman at the club or at the bar or something like that, and you walk up to him and slap his ass, that is considered unacceptable. It's like, what the fuck is wrong? Did you just slap my ass, bro? No, don't touch my ass, bro. Don't touch my ass. Especially if it's somebody you don't know. Like, guys, if a random dude just walked up to you and slapped you on the ass, you would have a problem with that. If you were playing soccer with that same dude, and at the end of the game, he slapped you on the ass and said, good job, it'd be like, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. You don't think that's weird? Like, I want to know where that even started. Give me a second, because now I'm curious. Let's ask ChatGPT, where does the tradition of male athletes slapping each other's asses come from? Let's get to the bottom of this shit. The tradition of male athletes slapping each other's asses, often seen in American sports, has a few proposed origins and explanations. Let's fucking get into it. Encouragement and congratulation. This gesture is generally seen as a form of encouragement or congratulation. It's a quick, nonverbal way to acknowledge a teammate's good play or effort. It's similar to a high five or a pat on the back, but has become particularly associated with sports like football and basketball. But what I'm asking is, why not just pat them on the back or give them a high five? So that doesn't answer my question. Number 2, in the high intensity environment of team sports, physical gestures like this can help build camaraderie and trust among teammates. It's a way to physically show support and unity. Again, not answering my question, because you can slap them on the back or the arm or give them a high five. You could even slap them in the face. Why are we touching their asses? Why is it only in the world of sports that's not seen as a sexual gesture? If I slap my girl on the ass, it's because she's my girl and I'm sexually attracted to her. And that ass is fat. And I like that. But if I do it to a man, it's not considered sexual. So it still hasn't answered my question. The exact historical origins are unclear, but some suggest it may have developed from military practices where physical gestures, including slaps on the back or buttocks, were used to boost morale and signify approval or encouragement. We're dancing around the answer here. From a psychological perspective, physical touch can have a positive effect on performance. Studies have shown that touch can increase feelings of trust and cooperation among team members, which is crucial in sports where teamwork is essential. None of this explains why we chose the ass cheeks specifically. While the practice can seem unusual to outsiders, within the context of sports, it's generally accepted as a normal part of team dynamics and culture. I'm American. I'm not an outsider, and that shit's fucking weird to me, bro. I remember I was a kid. I was probably 9 or 10 years old, and I got sent off to football camp for 5 or 6 weeks, and a grown-ass man slapped me on my ass talking about good job. I was like, hold up, bro. What the fuck? The fuck did you just slap me on my ass for, bro? What the fuck? This is what I'm asking to imagine, bro. Let's say my coach was 50 years old, a grown man. I'm 12 years old, playing on the football team. He slaps my ass, and that's okay. Everybody claps and says, yeah, good job. Nothing wrong with that. If we're at Walmart, if I'm at the grocery store and that same 50-year-old man slaps a 12-year-old boy on his ass, he's going to jail. We're going to call him a predator. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, no, it's not. It's all about the intention, Tony. He didn't mean it like that. I'm like, okay. So does that mean I can go slap women on the ass at a bar and just say, hey, you can't call the police because it wasn't my intention to be sexual. I was just saying, good job on that outfit. I like the way you dressed yourself this evening. I like the way you slicked your hair back. I like the color that you chose for your lipstick. It matches your nails and your toenails and shit. Good job. And slap that ass. Would that be okay? It's weird, bro. It's fucking weird. What's even more strange is when a grown man does that to a young female athlete. This man is the coach of a female volleyball team and he's slapping his players on the ass talking about good job. Why can't you just pat him on the back? Y'all don't think that's weird? That's weird, bro. That's weird. That's weird. And why it's considered acceptable and normal in the world of sports. But if a man did that to another man in any other situation, you would say that dude is gay. Like, hey, bro, I'm not interested in guys. Don't touch my ass. What the fuck is wrong? I don't even know you, bro. What the fuck is up with you? You know? Speaking of gay people, another thing I don't understand is why so many men who consider themselves to be heterosexual or straight, as we say, are so concerned with what other men are doing with their private parts in the privacy of their own homes. Like you guys know what type of guy I'm talking about. The type of people that are so openly against homosexuality, specifically male homosexuality, when it has nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird to y'all? Like people who are like outspoken about it and condemning the gay male as if he's doing something so horrific. It's like, bro, why are you concerned with what another man chooses to do with his penis? This is what I've never understood. I don't like why do you care? You know what I mean? Like who gives a shit? This I guess even zooming out further, why do we any of us care what people are doing in the privacy of their own homes? I don't understand when it became fashionable or normal, let's say, to talk openly about your sexual preferences and experiences. Like that's nobody's business, bro. I don't care if you like women, men, both. I don't give a fuck. Why are you telling me that? We're not gonna have sex, so why are you telling me that? I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Why should we care? It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. That's fucking strange, bro. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just find myself thinking, like, is it possible that maybe you have some inappropriate homosexual thoughts that keep you up at night and that bothers you? So instead of dealing with that, you just like condemn all gay men. I'm gonna lose a lot of listeners after this episode gets released. I'm just asking questions, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just asking for an explanation. That's all. Are we not allowed to ask questions anymore? Are we not allowed to seek understanding of the world and the people in it? Isn't that the opposite of what everybody wants? Don't we all want to be understood? Heard and understood? I'm out here asking questions, fam. Don't fucking come at me. All right? Just a curious young man trying to anyway, you know what else I don't understand speaking about dating and what people choose to do with their lives is why some people are so concerned about other people who choose to date somebody of a different ethnic background. This is really popular in the Black American community. A lot of Black people think that you are somehow betraying all Black people if you choose to date a white woman or a Latina woman or an Asian woman, a Native American woman, or whatever. You're somehow betraying Black people because you chose not to date a Black woman. How is it that you, as a Black man, are gonna date a white woman? Are you fucking serious? You're gonna turn your back on your own people? How is that not a racist statement? How is that not racist? Like, what's the problem here? Who gives a shit what color her skin is? I don't understand why that's important to people. or because her ancestors come from a different continent and therefore have different physical attributes. Who gives a shit? Y'all don't think that's bizarre? Like, oh my God, this Latina woman chose to love an Asian man. How fucking dare she choose to love somebody that doesn't have the same physical attributes or skin color? What the fuck? Like, it's such a weird, acceptable form of racism that we kind of just, accept as a part of our daily experience. You know what I mean? Maybe this doesn't happen in your country. Maybe you come from a country where most people actually look the same. I don't fucking know. But it's weird, bro. Whether it's ethnicity or even just nationality. How dare you? How dare you as a Brazilian man date a fucking Angolan woman or a Chinese woman or a French woman? How fucking dare you turn your back on your people? Like, bro, you know how fucking stupid you sound, bro? First of all, it's racist. That's racist. I don't know. But in the black community specifically, it's a big thing. I remember, bro, I was in high school. I was, what was that, senior prom? I was 17 or 18 years old. And I was dating a Vietnamese girl at the time. And that's who I chose to take to prom. Maybe you don't even know what that is. Prom is like this, how would I describe that? It's like a ceremony, like a party, like this event that we have every year in high school, and we all get dressed up in this formal clothing. I wear a suit or a tuxedo or something, and my girl wears this fancy dress and some high heels and gets her hair done and all that. And we go and listen to music and we dance. There might be some food. It's that type of thing. It's like a ball or some kind of event. How, let me ask ChatGPT for another assist here. What is prom exactly? I don't even know why we do it or where it comes from. Prom, short for promenade or promenade, is a formal dance event typically held at the end of high school or at the end of the high school year in the United States and Canada. I didn't know that. It's a significant social event for high school juniors and seniors, which are third and fourth year high school students, often marking a milestone in their educational journey. Here's a detailed look at what prom entails: formal attire, and then it talks about tuxedos, dresses, right? Event venue. This is often held in a decorated ballroom, a banquet ball, or another large venue that can accommodate dancing and other activities. Dance and music. A DJ or live band usually provides music covering a range of genres. Blah, blah, blah. Prom court. Many proms include the selection of a prom court, which can involve a prom king and queen, and prince and princess. I don't remember if somebody was elected prom. I think they were. Prom. So I guess people vote on whoever's the most popular wins prom king and queen, which is fucking weird. Photo opportunities, themes and decorations, after prom activities, which we certainly had. What happens after prom is so much more fun than prom itself, but I'll get to that in a second. But I remember when I was in high school, again, I was with this Vietnamese woman. She was a girl, but she was fucking 17. You know what I mean? And so I took her to prom. And I remember like years later talking to my parents about that. And my dad saying something like, even though you didn't take a black girl to prom, I never really had much of a problem with it, even though she was Asian. I was like, bro, what? What'd you say? Like, basically, maybe you didn't understand, just implying that I was expected to go with a black woman because I'm a black man. You know, the type of people that say, I'm not racist, but I'm about to say some racist shit. You know, that type of shit. It was one of those. It's like, even though she wasn't black, I didn't have much of a problem with it. That's a, like, what? What? To even make a state, to even be thinking in that way, out of all the things you could have focused on, the fact that I like this girl, the fact that she treats me well, the fact that she wants to be with me and I want to be with her, none of that matters. It's just the fact that she had Asian features and not African features. That's what you were focused on? Y'all don't think that's weird? Like, who gives a fuck? I don't, this is what I'm saying. Whether it's black, white, gay, straight, or anything in between, who gives a fuck who somebody else chooses to love and spend time with? If it's two consenting adults, who are choosing to be together. Why is that our business? Why do we feel that we need to have an opinion on what two consenting adults choose to do with their lives, or who they choose to date, or what color their skin is, or the texture of their hair, or the size of their nose, or their height? Who gives a fuck, bro? Somebody help me understand this. I get that, like, we're all on some level motivated by the racial history of our countries. Racism is a real thing for a reason. Slavery and discrimination has always been a real thing, not just in recent times. I get that, but it's 2024. And we're still thinking in this way as if you have a responsibility to date somebody of the same race just because they're of the same race? Like, what the fuck? That just, I don't know, bro. That screams insecurity to me. Screams insecurity. You know how many videos I've seen of black American women saying, these white women are taking our men? They're taking our men. These white women are taking our black men from us. As if they're being fucking stolen off the streets and taken to concentration camps or something. The fuck? The fuck, bro? Instead of saying, I don't understand why black men don't want us, they say these white women are stealing our black men. The fuck is going on here, bro? It's just one of those things I don't understand. I don't understand why you care what people do sexually when you're not involved in the sexual activity. Like, if two men want to have sex with each other, how does that affect you? If two women want to have sex with each other, how is that affecting you? I could understand if they're trying to teach your kids to engage in the same activities. That I'm not okay with. You don't fuck with people's kids. You don't try to force your ideology or your way of life on anybody, but certainly not impressionable, inexperienced children. I'm not cool with that. But if they're just living their fucking lives, bro, why do you care? Are you going to tell me you don't like those guys over there because they choose to have sex with men and not women? That's the reason you don't like them? You don't like those women because they prefer to have sex with women instead of men? Somebody help me wrap my head around this. Or you have a problem. You are now banishing your son from the family because instead of dating an Asian woman, he chose to date a black woman. You're banishing your daughter from the fucking family. You're not going to invite her to the family reunion because she chose to date a white man instead of a black man. I just don't understand. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, another thing I don't understand is why somebody would ever want to be a travel influencer, a travel vlogger, a travel blogger, and all that shit. Have you guys seen these people on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram? And their whole job, the way they try to make money, is by trying to convince you that their lives are just incredible nonstop vacations. And the only thing that they do when they travel to a new place is try to record themselves doing something that seems fun or entertaining or life changing or spectacular. Again, people do whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying I don't understand why somebody would want to do that to themselves. Like, as somebody who has traveled a decent amount since a very young age, and very recently I've traveled internationally, I just struggled to understand why I would ever want to do something like that. And I'll tell you right now, I've met some of these people. I've even tried to record quote unquote content documenting my travels only to be shared online. I'm telling you right now, the majority of these people are fucking miserable, bro. Influencers of any genre, but certainly travel influencers. You know how exhausting it is? How fucking exhausting it is to constantly be looking for a new place to stay and the plane tickets and the visas and the different laws and regulations, and then have to feel the responsibility to capture every moment of your life on a camera, not because you want to look back on your amazing life, but because you want other people to think your life is amazing and give you likes and comments and attention so that you can then make a deal with a company who wants to advertise on your video. And that's how you make money. You know how exhausting it is to pretend that you're having fun and that you're happy? How exhausting it is to know that the only way you're going to eat this month is if you can keep people's attention. And the way you get people's attention is by convincing them that your life is better than theirs. While they sit at home or on the bus for 3 hours going to work, they're watching you in some island paradise pretending to have fun. You know what I mean? You know how exhausting that is, bro? To constantly have to be performing for a camera. That's why celebrities are fucking insane. Do y'all not understand this? This is why they go crazy, bro. They're losing touch with reality, living in this bubble, pretending, constantly having to pretend that there's somebody that they're not when the camera's on. And I know I'm generalizing. I'm sure some people are genuinely happy living like that. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why somebody would want to do that. And I guess the reason I don't understand it is because I travel to experience a different culture, to learn a new language, a different lifestyle, to meet new people that come from a different walk of life. And the entire time, I'm watering down the interactions and the experience, more focused on getting things on camera than I am on living my life. Everything is for the camera. Every smile, every fake interaction, all of it's just for the camera. Pretending that my life is so amazing when traveling constantly is fucking exhausting. Forcing yourself to smile and have these so-called positive interactions with people, it's fucking exhausting when most of the time you're not that fucking nice or happy or kind to people in real life. You're only doing it because the camera's on, bro. This is not my opinion. I've met some of these people. I've interacted with some of these people. And I know they don't represent everybody, but I'm speaking specifically about the people that I've met and interacted with, the people I watch. It's like, bro, you're not fooling me, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It just seems like it's just the opposite of the reason that I travel, and therefore it's hard for me to understand why I would ever consider living in that way, doing that as my full time job. You know what I mean? Just seems exhausting. Um, yeah, I mean, just the influencer lifestyle in general, just pretending to be this character so that people give you money. You know, you're just forcing yourself to be an actor, but you're not being contracted to play in any particular movie. You're just volunteering to pretend to be somebody you're not so that people pay you money and shower you with likes and comments. What a miserable existence. Because the minute your mental health starts to suffer, and it's going to, now what do? You're going to need even more energy to put on that smile and go to that restaurant and pretend to be having this amazing interaction with these people. You're going around sticking a camera in everybody's faces instead of just treating them like humans and interacting with them. And I've done that before. Like when I first moved here to Thailand, I walked around with a GoPro type of camera on my chest because I wanted to document my experience learning Thai, talking to Thai people in the streets and shit. And I learned very quickly, or I saw very quickly, I should say, how uncomfortable people were just knowing that there was a camera in their face, because it was no longer a genuine interaction. It was, they assumed I was one of those influencers just trying to get content, and therefore they had their guard up and felt uncomfortable. And I could see it in their faces. I could see it in the way that they were interacting with me. And once I stopped wearing the camera, everything changed. So I know I'm speaking from my limited personal experience, but that's all I can do. And so I noticed very quickly, like, nah, bro, this shit just isn't worth it. For what? Some likes? To get more people's attention? People that don't even give a fuck about me in the first place. They just want to be entertained or they want somebody to look at and criticize because their lives are miserable right now. Fuck that shit. It's just not worth it. That's all I'm saying. It's not worth it. It's weird, bro. But what I find even more strange is how many people will sit there and watch people like that. The travel influencers or the so-called polyglots. White man orders food perfectly in Chinese. 17 million views. I'm like, who gives a fuck, bro? Who fucking cares? You know how many immigrants come to my country and order food in English perfectly every goddamn day? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. You know? Polyglot speaks 3 languages. It's like, yeah, so does everybody in Europe, dog. Who gives a shit? Not impressive. Anybody could do that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like cynical. I'm just asking, like, who cares? Why is that impressive? I don't know. Uh, let's move on to something a bit less. No, let's not. Because another thing I don't understand about social media in general is when it became cool or acceptable to start blasting people on social media. Are you guys seeing this shit on your feeds? Like a girl will get invited out on a date. A man approaches her and wants to take her out on a date. He picks her up. He drives over to her house, picks her up in his car, takes her to a restaurant where the food, a meal is $9. And she's like, $9? McDonald's, Burger King. You're taking me to McDonald's for a date? The fuck is this? No, you need to take me to a 5-star restaurant. I deserve more than this. I'm pretty enough for you to spend $70 on my meal. What the fuck is wrong with you? You broke piece of shit. And instead of just saying that to him, which is already just fucking wild, but instead of saying it to him, she pulls out her phone and starts recording him and telling the world, you guys see this cheap, broke piece of shit? He thought he could take me to McDonald's on a first date. Y'all believe this shit? Just putting this man on blast on TikTok or Instagram, trying to shame him for buying you a meal, for giving you free food. Y'all don't think that's weird? That this man was brave enough to approach her, ask her out on a date, drive to her house in his car, pick her up, take her to the restaurant, and pay for her meal. And she says, oh, the price of the meal wasn't high enough, so let me embarrass this man on the internet. That's fucking weird, man. Or you go into a business and one of the employees doesn't give you everything that you ask for immediately, so you pull out your phone. You're gonna lose your job. Y'all believe this? Look at this shitty customer service. I'm never coming here again. Y'all don't, nobody shop at Walmart. Nobody shop at Dick's Sporting Goods. Nobody shop at Nike because this person isn't treating me like a fucking king, so therefore nobody should shop here. Boycott Walmart. That's bitch behavior, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to say that. Because to me, it's common sense. But that's bitch behavior. That is weak, cowardly behavior. I don't understand when that became how adults handle situations. Am I tripping? I'm not. Like, if somebody's on some bullshit, especially a company, like, you have every right to call them out on that and say, hey, I was mistreated, I experienced racism, or I was a victim of fraud or something like that. But just like to pull your camera out and put it in an employee's face who's just trying to do their fucking job, but won't give you everything you're asking for, or you don't like the tone of their voice or something, so you think you're going to shame them on the internet, and that's going to accomplish something, that's going to like make them change the way that they treat you, bro, is weird. It's weird. It's fucking weird. How now we think the acceptable way to deal with disagreements or altercations or conflict is to pull out our phones and try to shame and embarrass people on the internet. Not because they've broken the law or actually disrespected you in any way, but just because they're not behaving in the way you want them to. Because they're not treating you like the center of the universe. That's weird. That is weird, bro. I don't know when that became acceptable. Also, I mean, like going down the same line, how many couples I've seen online who just feel the need to publicize their entire relationship. I'm talking about the most intimate moments of their lives. A man will pull out his phone and record his girlfriend in her bra and panties. She's half naked and decides to put that online for people to look at. Or a girl or these two people are having an argument and they decide to record it on their phones and then put it on the internet and say, "Who do you guys think was wrong? Me or him?" Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Or recording their breakups and putting that shit online for the world to see so that they can get sympathy from strangers or likes and engagement or some shit. All their relationship problems, recording them with a phone and then putting them on the internet for people to consume. Y'all don't think that's weird? Am I the only one that thinks that's weird? Like, when did people stop valuing privacy is what I'm curious about. It's what I don't understand. When it became a good idea to publicize our most private, intimate moments with complete strangers who don't give a fuck about us. You know what I mean? It's strange, bro. I'm just saying it's strange. Um, just posting on the internet to get validation from strangers, likes and comments and engagement and followers, so you can feel better about yourself. It's weird, bro. It's weird. It's like screenshotting people's Tinder profiles and then putting them on the internet saying, "Somebody find this man. Somebody find this girl. What do y'all think about this profile or that profile?" Like, why? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I don't know. The internet is a weird place, man. The internet is a fucking, it's not even a real place. That's the issue. Is people display such strange, disgusting, and I'm not trying to just focus on the negative because the internet is amazing for many reasons, but the majority of what you find on the internet is sad and or mean people just displaying such reprehensible character traits that they would never display in the real world, saying things that they would never say in the real world. You know how many comments I get on my videos? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc. of a bunch of little fucking punks talking shit that they would never talk in real life because they know what would happen. You know what I mean? This is like I think we were talking about this earlier on Discord today, yesterday, sometime recently, and we were talking about how people have this tendency to say such disgusting, mean, hurtful shit online. And I genuinely believe it's because we have removed the threat of violence from so many people's lives. And I'm not saying that violence is good. What I'm saying is that it serves a purpose. And not to sound like an old, traditional, like old fashioned dude that's out of touch with reality, but when I was younger, when I was 17, 15, 13, even 10 years old, I knew, especially as a man, bro, like, men, we need to have a fucking group conference and get it the fuck together, dog. Because when I was a young boy, I knew from experience if I said some sideways, disrespectful shit to another man, I was going to get the shit beat out of me. I was going to get my face slapped. I was going to get punched in the mouth, thrown to the ground, and beaten. You understand? I knew that was going to happen. It actually happened. I was saying some sideways shit. One thing led to another. This nigga beat the shit out of me, bro, because I was being disrespectful. I was saying some sideways shit that didn't need to be said. And I learned, oh, I better watch my fucking mouth because there are consequences for not only the things we do, but also the things that we say. But now you can say whatever you want from the safety of your home. You not only have to, you not only can avoid seeing the reaction that you cause, how you hurt that person, but you also don't have to feel the reaction or the retaliation. Nobody can touch you. So you'll just say whatever you want. Because there's no threat anymore. And people know this because they won't say the same shit in person because they know if I fuck with the wrong one, I'm going to get the shit beaten out of me, especially if you're a man. Especially if you're a man, because it's okay to hit men. right? So that's I don't know. I've always believed, I shouldn't say always, but for a long time now, I've believed that we need to create, so, or we should, I should say, we should create some kind of system where we have to register ourselves and our identities on the internet the same way we have to register as human beings the day we're born. We get birth certificates and social security cards and ID cards and driver's license so we can identify who the fuck are you, bro? What is your criminal history? Why don't we have that for the internet so that people are held accountable for the things they say and do on the internet? Why don't we have that? You're allowed to do or say whatever the fuck you want on the internet with no repercussions. Why is that? You imagine how different the internet would be if every comment that you've ever left on somebody else's video or profile was available to be seen by anyone at any time. I could just search your name on Google and read every single comment you've ever left on the internet. And people were analyzing those things when they were considering whether or not to give you a job or a car loan or a home loan or vote for you when you're running for president or mayor or governor or trying to be a teacher or something like that. Why are those things not taken into consideration? You know what I mean? I'm just saying I think the internet would look much cleaner. It would look very different if people were held responsible for the things that they say and do. Because right now they're not. It's just something I don't understand. That's all. Um, and what made me think of that, I just saw, getting back to like the dating thing. Before I started recording this episode, I saw a video on TikTok. This woman said, "Hey, I just got stood up on a date," which basically means me and this guy agreed to meet at this place for a romantic date, and he did not show up. He did not appear. He never went to the restaurant. He left me there without telling me that he wasn't coming. That's what it means to get stood up. So she said, "Hey, I just got stood up on a date and I just needed somebody to know about that." And then she moves the camera down showing her outfit. She's very nicely dressed. She has on a beautiful dress, some nice shoes, hair is done and everything. And she said, "I got stood up, so I just needed somebody to see me looking good today." The guy who invited me on a date didn't show up, so I needed somebody to see me looking good today. So I'm going to post a video of myself letting the world know I got stood up and that I need them to see me looking cute. Is that not sick, bro? Like, that's what friends are for. You would send that video to your friend. You believe this asshole stood me up? Look how cute I fucking look. You would send that to somebody you know personally. Why are we putting stuff like that on the internet for the world to see? I just don't understand this behavior. I don't like, and I guess it points to how lonely so many of us are. We don't have friends. We don't have family members that we connect with on that level. We don't have anybody that we trust enough to share these things with. But if that's the case, why are we putting it on the internet? Just to get likes and comments so that we feel better about ourselves? Fucking weird, man. It's weird. You know what else is weird? Something I find very strange is people's tendency to embarrass and humiliate people that they call friends when they're in public. Like you and your friends go out to McDonald's or something like that, and you're standing in line waiting to order your food, and the person that you consider your friend pulls your pants down in front of everybody so that everybody looks at you and starts laughing and pointing their fingers at you, and they record the whole thing and put it on TikTok. That's considered funny. That's considered like, "Oh, well, we're friends, so we friends are supposed to be mean to each other." It's like, yeah, but that's humiliating. That's not just mean, bro. That's humiliating. Calling my friend ugly, like if he's about to go out on a date, I'd be like, "Where you going, ugly ass nigga? What the fuck? What type of shoes was those?" Like if we have that type of intimacy and relationship, he knows I'm joking because he knows I'm his friend, and I would never really intentionally try to hurt or embarrass him. How can I misinterpret you pulling my pants down in public, recording it and putting that on the internet? How am I supposed to interpret that as friendship or love? Like I'm mean to you in private where nobody else can see or hear what's going on because That's an intimate thing to do to somebody, to be mean to them with the intention of making them laugh or something like that. I know that might sound strange to some of y'all listening, but that's how I see it. It's like if it's my best friend or my brother, we're gonna talk shit to each other. We probably gonna even fight each other. We might get into a fist fight, knowing that it's not because I hate you, but like you're my brother. It's just what we do sometimes. But in private, I'm not gonna fight my brother in public. That would be disgraceful. That's embarrassing. We're making ourselves look bad. In public, we do whatever we want. If he says some sideways shit, I'm gonna say, what? And he said, what you gonna do about it? And then we fight. And then once we're done fighting, okay, we let it go and we go back to watching TV. If we're in public, there's a different set of rules. There's a different code that we're living by. You know what I mean? We're representing each other. And so if I'm embarrassing you to that degree in public, how can I call myself your brother or your friend? You know what I mean? That's weird, bro. Or like I seen some videos. Saw a video a couple months ago. These girls went out to a club, and the group of girls, like one of the girls was wearing a wig, which is an artificial hairpiece. And obviously all of her friends knew that she was wearing a wig. And one of the girls that she calls friend, she tells the girl to her right, hey, record this. It's going to be so funny. She walks up to the girl wearing a wig, pulls off her wig, and just runs away, leaving her looking stupid with no hair, embarrassing her, humiliating her in front of everybody. Like, that's your friend, bro? That's your friend? What the fuck? I just don't understand that type of friendship. I don't understand that. If you're as we go out and we're considered friends, we're out at McDonald's, I'm ordering food, and you pull my pants down, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, bro. Or you're going to beat the shit out of me, but we're going to fight. And we are no longer friends. I'm not hanging out with you, bro. If you're willing to humiliate me by doing something like that in public, what else are you capable of doing? Just to humiliate me or make me look bad. It's claiming that you're being funny, that we're just friends, so I shouldn't take it seriously. Nah, bro. How the fuck am I going to trust you? When my back is turned, you're about to do something that's going to humiliate me in front of everybody. How can I trust you and call you friend, bro? That's weird. Can't tell you how many videos I've seen like that. It's so strange to me. Like, how could humiliating somebody in public be considered an act of friendship? It's fucking weird, bro. It's weird. Out of everybody in the establishment, I'm expecting you to have my back more than anybody. And you're the one that's out to get me and humiliate me. What the fuck? Again, in private, if we're at the house and it's just me and the boys, okay, you play your pranks or you do whatever. That's just what we do. We make fun of each other. We tell jokes. We shit on each other as a form of love. But out in public, with strangers around and shit for everybody to see and laugh at and record and put on the internet, nah, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. I'm gonna beat your ass, dog. Or you, like I said, either somebody's getting their ass beat, you or me, but we definitely fighting. And I don't understand how we could be friends after that. That's fucking strange to me. But obviously everybody's different. Some people don't take it too seriously. I'm just saying I don't understand how I could call somebody like that friend when they're willing to humiliate me in public and then record it and put it on the internet. Like, what the fuck? The fuck? I don't know. You know what else I don't understand is why is it that the hair on your head, the hair on your private parts, and the hair under your armpits will continue to grow until you cut them? Like if you never cut your hair, it's going to get longer and longer and longer and longer. If you never shave or trim your pubic hairs, it'll get longer and longer and longer. Armpit hair, I guess, stops growing after a certain point, but the hair on your arms, your forearms, and the hair on your legs, it doesn't keep growing. You ever notice that? The hair on your arms, like look down at your forearms. The length of that hair is the same length that it's been since you stopped growing. Since you finished puberty, you hit your last growth spurt, you're as tall as you're ever going to be, you're as like you stopped growing. And the hair on your arms also stopped growing. Same thing with the hair on your legs. The hair on my legs has been this length since I stopped growing. Isn't that weird? But the hair on my head keeps growing. My eyebrows don't keep growing. They're the same length that they've always been, but my mustache will keep growing. My beard will keep growing. But certain hair doesn't keep growing. Why is that? You don't think that's weird, bro? That's weird. First of all, what is the purpose of forearm hair? You know what I mean? It's so thin and there's so little of it. What is the purpose of that? I guess hair is meant to keep certain body parts warm, but like if that's the case, why does some of it keep growing but some of it doesn't? I don't understand that. Your eyelashes don't grow, right? They don't keep growing, right? Just random shit I think about, y'all. Something I don't understand. Another thing I don't understand is why beverages like beer and soda only taste good when they're cold. Y'all ever notice that? Like an ice cold beer is refreshing. It tastes good. It's fucking perfect on a hot summer day, out at the barbecue or something like that, or at the bar late at night. You just drink beer after beer after beer, and it's amazing. But if that same beer is at room temperature or left out in the sun, it tastes like piss. You know what I mean? Why is the same drink a different flavor at different temperatures? Water tastes good at room temperature. I shouldn't say tastes good. It doesn't taste like anything. But you can tolerate water, whether it's room temperature or ice cold. Tea is tolerable when it's ice cold, when it's room temperature, when it's boiling hot. Maybe not room temperature. Coffee, iced coffee, hot coffee. They're both good. But soda, when it's hot, I mean, it's drinkable, but it's not good. It needs to be cold. Beer, when it's warm or hot, it is not drinkable, bro. That shit is nasty. What is that? What exactly is changing? Why is it that the temperature of the drink changes the perception of the flavor of that drink? If I have any scientists listening that can explain that, shoot me a DM on Instagram, send me an email or something, bro, because I find that strange. And it's not all drinks, it's those drinks. You know what I mean? Again, just random shit I think about from time to time. Random things I do not understand. But I'm at the end of my list here. I'm sure if I sat and thought a bit more about it, I could find some other things I don't particularly understand completely. That was a poor sentence. I'm sure I could find other things I don't completely understand. You know what I meant. But at this point in time, that's a list of things I don't understand, my friend. If y'all understand any of the things that I've mentioned in this episode, feel free to reach out and enlighten your boy, educate your boy, or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. This has been yet another episode of Real English Radio. I'm your host, Tony Kaizen, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.